Hello, how are you? Hope you are doing well. Um, Today I don't know why I decided to come here to talk about connectedness. Um, I know why. It was because I was planning a lesson and it was about connectedness because I decided to. Okay, so uh, I I decided to come here and to talk a little about it. Probably I shouldn't I should have taken the book. So just a minute, I'll pick it. It's not here, so I have to go there to pick it. Hello. Yes, my just a moment. My chair is noisy. Okay. Then this is the book. As I told you, I love to plan lessons with this book because I love to talk about emotions with my students. Whenever I have the opportunity, I go there and plan lessons related to this book. I use this book to plan lessons, and usually I plan. It doesn't matter if it's a grammar lesson, if it's a listening lesson, or a reading lesson, or a vocabulary lesson. It doesn't matter. I can use this book for anything. Because I adapt the content to the student, to the person that I'm going to teach. So in that case, I was planning a lesson that of course I'm willing to talk about connectedness. It's in a chapter. It's a page 270, and the chapter is about relationships, the 18th chapter. Okay, chapter 18, who talks about relationships, which talks about relationships. So connectedness, I'm not, when I decide to plan lessons, I not necessarily I use exactly the content. So I pick the content and I adapt the content to another context sometimes. For example, I work. Most of my students are more into business, so I pick a content and so I relate it to business stuff. So it means that I will pick this content here, connectedness, and I will plan a lesson where I will adapt it to the business scenario, but I will use the principles of connectedness to adapt it. So it means that I will pick the main thing of this chapter, the essence of it, and I will put into a business scenario, because this way I know that my students will engage more than if I just put this for them to read or to listen, or for them to read or listen to, or I don't know. If it was a vocabulary lesson, maybe it could be okay, but no. I could just decide for some words, but of course I would still need to adapt, because the context that they like, that the context that my students prefer to hear from, to learn from, is always in a business context, always business. So I have some students that would appreciate just read this, but it's not the usual. So I have to pay attention to the usual, the main part of my students, and the other ones, I can just use this text to have a class with them because they are into that thing. Okay, so they wouldn't find it weird if I just arrive and say, hey, let's talk about connectedness and peacefulness and serenity and tranquility and stillness and openness and simplicity, and that's it. And it's not involved in a scenario of business, in a business scenario, a scenario where we are talking about money or things like that. Well, daily life, work life, well. And I like this this chapter because here I like this part specifically, and that's why I decided to use these and to adapt to a business thing, because I know that it's important. Usually, something that I notice about people my students is that usually they are overwhelmed, but they don't like the idea of saying this, of saying that they are tired, that they are overwhelmed, that they would like to maybe to sleep more, or to have more fun in life, to have more moments with their family, to have more moments with anything that's not related to work. It's not that it doesn't mean that they don't do that. They do, but they are exhausted. Usually they are kind of just working hard. And when they are having classes with me, or, well, I would tell with me because I'm talking about my thing, but I noticed that they have an opportunity to relax. But this opportunity to relax, depending on the student, most of them has to be related to their work life. They have to feel that they are doing something more, that they are not relaxing. They are relaxing, but they can't say that. They don't feel allowed to relax that much. So they have to feel, no, I'm not relaxing. I'm not just having a moment for myself. I'm studying. I'm having English classes because I am very committed to my work. I'm very committed to improve myself. I have to be always shaping up. I'm always shaping up because I don't want to shape out. If I don't shape up, or every time, it means that someday my boss will arrive and say, shape out. So that's what I notice about my students. And I think that I'm used to that, but sometimes I feel worried about it. So it means that I try to find a way where I can make them relax, and at the same time that they are relaxing, they can laugh, they can feel that they are free somehow, that they are free to express themselves with no fears, with no insecurities of being judged, of feeling like, I'm not smart enough, I'm acting dumb, things like that. So when I feel that I can do that, so I come up with this book. I come up with some content related to this book, because it helps a lot. And here, let me read it. Let me read the parts that I like the most. Here, I think that I'll read all the little part, section, because it's not that long, just from here to here. Okay, so it's fine. So, connectedness. When our inner feelings are of peacefulness, serenity, tranquility, stillness, openness, and simplicity, the effect on other persons is to increase their awareness along with our own, and to give them a greater sense of freedom, perfection, unity, and at oneness with ourselves. In their relationship with us, they will feel joined. They will identify with us. They will understand at a deep level, and they will feel in communion with us. As a consequence, they will seek our presence, because in it they feel complete, recognized, and contented. They will experience an increased awareness of their own real self. They will feel higher in our presence or when they think of us. Their response back to us will be that of love and gratitude for the blessing of our presence. In such a relationship, goals are automatically and effortlessly accomplished, because we are not holding negativity. There is nothing we wish to hide from the other person, and this openness allows the other person to drop all defenses. Nothing's hidden out of guilt or fear, and there's a very conscious psychic connectedness. There's a very conscious psychic connectedness. It's on this level that so-called telepathic phenomena occur with regularity. When we are in total harmony with another person, there is no desire on our part to withhold or guard any thoughts or feelings. Because the other person responds similarly, there is an effortless knowing of what's crossing the other person's mind and what their passing feeling states may be. There's a total acceptance of our own humanness and that of the other. If we are really in tune with others, we forgive them when we see a passing jealousy or reactivity. We realize it's only natural, and we know that they in return are aware of our passing resentment. Yet, they are overlooking it. They accept our humanness, and they understand the situation. They know us so well that they recognize the likelihood of a passing resentment in certain situations, but they know also that we are going to let it go. The people with whom we share a relationship of loving acceptance are okay with our humanness and their own. No matter the surface emotions, we remain aware of the shared alignment to love, acceptance, and harmony with each other and the world. This level of communication actually can be reached with anyone. It does not have to be someone with whom we are intimately associated. Very often we experience it first with our friends or with whom there's less at stake than intimate family members. Another situation where it often occurs in the course of an average life is with an ex-lover. With this person to whom we have revealed so much, now that there is no longer anything romantic at stake, a friendship might develop in which it's no longer necessary to hide anything. There can be truly open communication, honesty, and integrity. We see this not infrequently in couples that have separated or divorced. Once the turmoil has settled down, they get along easily and may even remain the best of friends for many years. So this is pretty interesting, because it shows how important it is to build good connections with people and to respect the human inside everyone, the human being, the humanness. So this is the point. That's why I think that this is so nice to use in a class, in a lesson, because what I see sometimes is that my students feel that they have to be robots, that they can't be human. They have to be hard workers. They have to be there. No, I don't have to do anything else. I just have to work. I just have to be effective. I have no time for humanness. But it's not that they have no time for humanness. They are denying something that they can't in practice. Like in reality, they can't. They just say that they deny it, but in reality they can't, because when they are hungry, they feel stress and they can't do things well. So, but they deny their needs by their words, but they can't deny their needs when they face their needs and they feel their needs growing inside, and they need to supply themselves, because just being effective at work doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't suffice as well. Okay, so that's it. That I think that this reflection, it's something that I should hear as well, because I feel that inside. I feel that I have always to be effective. I can't stop. I have always to be doing something. I'm always doing something. I'm always working on something. I can't just stop and stay. So I think that I should do this lesson for myself as well. I have to talk to my students about it, because I need to learn it as well. And sometimes the best way a teacher can learn is by teaching. By planning lessons and teaching. You teach to learn. So that's it. Okay, so thanks for your attention, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.